Hello, I'm Dr. Alveda King, Pastoral Associate for Priest for Life. And I want to talk to you today about civil rights. And you may say, Dr. King, what makes you think you have the right to talk about civil rights? And I like to put it like this. I have a dream. It's in my genes. My uncle was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his brother, my dad, was a major civil rights strategist, Reverend A.D. King, and their dad was Daddy King, Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. was a very pro-life preaching man, and his son, of course, Dr. King, talked about the evils and harms of infanticide, the killing of the very young. And so as Dr. King's niece and A.D. King's daughter and Daddy King's granddaughter, I'm a pro-life activist today, and I work for Priest for Life, and we carry that message of the civil rights of the preborn. Now, you may say, civil rights for the preborn? Well, it's not even a person or a baby until it's born. Well, why don't you just check out National Geographic or look at a sonogram or an ultrasound, or ask Mary, the mother of Jesus, and her cousin Elizabeth. That's one of my favorite accounts, when Mary went to visit Elizabeth, and Mary was carrying Christ in her womb. And so Mother Mary went to see cousin Elizabeth, and cousin Elizabeth was carrying John, and John just leapt in his mother's womb to meet his cousin Christ, the Savior of the world. And so considering that, if two babies can talk in vitro and right there, or meet each other that way, we know that they're people. I'm a post-abortive mother, and after my abortions in 1983, when I accepted Christ as my Lord, Savior, and Master, I began to talk about the life of those preborn babies. They're really people. And so a woman has a right to choose what she does with her body. But where's the lawyer for the baby? We talk about civil rights. Don't the little people have rights as well? You know, that baby is like a slave in the womb of his or her mother. And mom decides whether that baby lives or dies, much like the slave master decided. Would the slave live? Would the slave die? Would the slave eat? Where would the slave live? This is something that mom decides. And so some people say, well, what about in the case of a rape? Well, rape is a very violent, degrading act. But even with rape, would you like to add another very violent, degrading act to that lady's body that's going to make her more vulnerable to breast cancer and cervical cancer, to cause her to be part of a little person being ripped apart? Two wrongs just cannot make a right. Abortion just doesn't solve problems. Abortion gives us other problems. And so I invite you to visit us at www.priestforlife.org/African American and kind of look into these issues. Also, on that same website, I invite you to look for a couple of products on the Priest for Life store, and that's a music CD by me, Let Freedom Ring, and that's some freedom songs there and pro-life music there. And then on the music DVD, there's a DVD called Latter Rain, and on that DVD, a young lady has to make a decision about whether she allows her child to live or die. And I want to invite you to kind of go and check those out on our website and just think about those issues. What kind of rights does a baby have? Does the baby have a right to live? Of course. Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. God said, I put before you today blessings and curses, life and death. Choose life. And so we just know that life is the very best choice. And so I invite you to explore, to look, to investigate, to study, and to find out how important these issues are in your day and in your time. It's great to chat with you on YouTube, and I look forward to maybe hearing from you. You can email me also over at Priest for Life. And so get in touch with me. If you have questions, we'd be happy to answer that. The Silent No More Awareness Campaign, Rachel's Vineyard, I've been a part of both of those. Silent No More Awareness Campaign kind of talks about not hiding the pain and the suffering that we experience in the abortion process. So men and women who've experienced abortion, we explore those and we talk about it, and we're not silent. Abortion hurts women. It's linked to breast cancer, cervical cancer, many illnesses, even multiple sclerosis sometimes from that damaged cervix in the process. Fathers say that they regret their lost fatherhood. And so we invite you to explore that. And if you need healing, visit Rachel's Vineyard. It's just been really great chatting with you about these issues, and hope to hear from you. And maybe you'll hear from us again. Thank you.